This is live on Facebook here. Yes, hello everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Jennifer Gurnell from William Ravis Real Estate here, and I am here with one of my trusted leaders or lenders, I guess we could say both. I'm here today with Claudia Dunsmore, and Claudia works with Movement Mortgage, which is an awesome yes, there she is waving. An awesome awesome mortgage company. And I just wanted to bring her on today to introduce her. People are trying in this crazy market of real estate, trying to figure out like how they're going to make things happen. Like, who do they talk to? Well, this is where I wanted to bring on a specialist so you would know she's my girl. So first of all, welcome, Claudia.
And well, thanks for having me, Jen.
Yes. Claudia, why don't we start? Where do you live?
So I live in Madison on the shoreline in Connecticut, and but I'm licensed to do business all over the state. As you know, everything is digital. So I'll go to people if they're comfortable. They can come to me. I've been known to scan a few things at my house. So
right,
people don't have access to a printer, which is not necessarily a given.
And this is where, with all this COVID and everything that's gone on, that really hasn't really changed much for you for mortgage, because what is great with your company of Movement Mortgage?
So we are at the technical forefront, for buyers who want to be able to do things online. We can do it the old-fashioned way as well. I'm happy to do it that way, but we have a very easy online application system. So you can go to my website, you can apply there, or we have a great mobile app, which I can share with, Jennifer actually has it and uses it, and you can upload documents. It has a scanner. Everything is secure. It's just super cool. I think it's cool, at least. You can do mortgage calculations. So it's great for you, Jen, because when you're out and about, and I know that you do this, and, people want to know, what's my payment going to be? Well, your payment's going to be XYZ, so long as I put the taxes right and the homeowner's insurance. So it's just a great tool for people to use on the fly. And we know everybody's busy. But right. We do a lot of great things. So, yeah.
So to interrupt you, so right now, if there's somebody just sitting there in their house and they would love to figure out where they stand on a mortgage, basically, I could send them an app, correct? Or you could send them this app, and they would be able to quickly get this information either by a text message or an email, and then they could go right online and actually start filling out information, right?
Yep, absolutely. And the app allows you to, either if you do it online on my website or the mobile app, they meet in the middle. And what they will be able to do is link to their tax provider website, their pay stubs, their bank account. It's all secure, so they don't even have to touch paper one. W-2s, you name it, they can do it. And I strongly advise people to get all that stuff up front, just because the market is moving so crazy. As you know, Jen, you just want to have a really strong offer when they go in. And, as I say, always, don't wait until Sunday to send me your pay stubs.
One of the things I always preach is before you sort of go look at property, and I guess this will be your quiz. Before you go look at property, what is the number one thing you should have in tow with you before you actually even fall in love with a property in a certain price range?
So you should have a very strong pre-qualification, pre-approval.
Drum roll, you got it. Okay,
well, it's just so you don't want to fall in love with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you do, but you want to know that you can actually date that house.
Right. So
go to the next level.
Tell everybody again, what is the number one thing everybody should be having in their hand, in their possession, before looking at a property in today's market?
A strong pre-qualification. That means I'm going to run your credit. I'm going to get a pay stub, because how you get paid matters. That's really important too. So people aren't sure, just ask me. bank statements are not necessarily important right now, but just I'm going to ask all those questions. You want to make sure that you take somebody out with a strong pre-qualification, and you want to make sure that your time is well spent and you are looking at the right properties,
Right.
and
Right.
you all have a great experience. You want the experience to be a great one because it's a great thing to buy a house.
Well, and with that, we're in multiple offer situations, and a lot of homes that are listed at a certain price are buyers are paying more for them. Now, it's also so important in looking that you know what your top is. Where would you feel comfortable? Now, your top could be, for example, 700,000, but your mortgage payment that you feel comfortable is that maybe you only want to, 350 or 400 could be the max of your house you want to buy. So all those are very important, which kind of make it easier for the buyers moving forward here and trying to purchase something. So
absolutely, it's what you're comfortable with, and you hit the nail on the head, Jen, because we all know, we still want to live. When you get into a house, you're going to want to fix it. You want to, buy furniture. You want to still eat.
Right.
I mean,
have somebody clean the house, have somebody come cut your grass. I mean, we got a long list, girlfriend.
That's right.
So listen, I'm going to ask you a question here. So there's a lot of people that have a bank, and there's a lot of banks. Let's say Bank of America or Liberty or People or New Key Bank, just to name a few. If they have all their money in, say, for example, Key Bank, like, why wouldn't they go knock on their door and talk to them about the mortgage instead of going to you, who's working at like Movement Mortgage? I mean, is there much of a difference, or?
Well, I think there is. And that's a great question, because a lot of people ask me that. They think that, well, I've been banking here for 40 years, so they know me. Well, they may know you when you go into the branch, which most people aren't doing these days. But really, your loan is going to be processed at a processing center. With me, you get me. You always get me. I don't clock out at 4:59. I'm always available. I mean, I know people ask me, like, what are my hours?
Sunday and Tuesdays every day.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
and it's the same for you. People ask me, what are your hours? And my answer is always, I've done pre-qualifications at 7:00 in the morning. So it's just, I'm always available. And also, this is my specialty. This is my niche. I don't do checkings. I don't do savings. I don't do anything else. This is what I do. So I can really look at the whole suite of products.
Isn't it true? Sorry to interrupt, but isn't it true? Like, if you go into, I'm going to pick on a different bank. Let me pick on People's. But if you go to People's Bank, don't they have like only, say, maybe 5 loans, and you have to fit into one of these categories, and that's it? As if I was to bring one of my clients to yourself, like Movement Mortgage, don't you have like a lot?
We have it all. So we're a mortgage bank. So we lend our own money.
Right. See, okay. And see, that's, people don't think of that when they just hear the word mortgage, Movement Mortgage. Yep.
So, and also so what we do is we don't add any. So the agencies like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FHA and VA, they are the ones that give the guidelines. And a lot of the banks that you talked about add their own guidelines. So you may qualify at the agency level, but at the bank level, they're going to add on their extra, protection for the risk factors. So, for example, we go down to a 580 credit score, minimum credit score. A lot of lenders won't. We service our own loans. We're able to do a new thing. You're able to do 2 payments a month. You can split up your mortgage payment in 2 payments, which is a great feature. And we have the gamut. And we can do first and second loans for a lot of the properties that, you might have in your repertoire. You can do a high balance loan with a second home equity. We do it all. So, and you get to talk to me from start to finish. You're not going to talk to 50 million people other than my loan manager, who's my assistant, as well as my fantastic processor. So those are the only people that are, you're going to deal with.
Well, and it's great because Claudia has her telephone number there. It is a cell phone number that you could just text her and, just say that you saw her here on Facebook or YouTube or wherever it is that Instagram or wherever it may be. But I think what you're telling us is that, number one, you need to make sure you're organized if you're going to look at a house, and that you have really done all the paperwork beforehand instead of going and finding this gorgeous house and being like, oh, how nice, I can't afford it. And so that's number one. And then number two, the big plus of working with Movement Mortgage is really working with you. Because working with you can get hold of you, as that is our number right there. But the company you're working for also isn't like have you in a strict standard that you only will qualify for this, or you only qualify for that, or you're not going to be able to move forward. So that's what I really love about Movement Mortgage is all the creativity that they have, and not just being so, blinders on of, giving someone a mortgage. So it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's
just so people know, I have worked with Claudia. Claudia has done a bunch of my loans. Claudia has worked with other realtors I know, so she's big on the shore. So your territory, can we just go through that real quick and then probably we'll wrap it up. But what is your, because for like myself, I work in New Haven, Middlesex, and New London County, and that's kind of my niche there. Yes, I go to Fairfield, but those are really my priorities. So what about yourself? You mentioned earlier in the beginning of this that you do have a license for the whole state of Connecticut. Is there a certain spot, or because you're not meeting with people, it's not? I
go where my relationship takes me. So my primary relationship is with realtors like yourself. And so I've done, and I have a connection, I'm originally from New York, and my husband's from Rhode Island. So I do have those connections as well. So I will go anywhere, to meet people if they want to meet me face to face. I've done quite a few deals in Fairfield County this past year, Weathersfield. I don't really have a physical territory, but if people want to meet me, I am in the shoreline. I'm happy to go, wherever they want me to go, seriously.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I think it's great to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Is there anything else that maybe you just want to share that maybe we didn't cover? Or?
So, I think you hit the nail on the head. The current, the talk is, I've had people ask me, what about appraisals? We have not had any appraisals that have really come under value. So if people are concerned about that, I haven't seen any, honestly. And now what the market has done in the past year is really catching up with those latest comparables. So it's really in the now that we're looking at. And for people who are refinancing also, just to remember, don't wait until the rate situation gets away from you. I know people are waiting for that, who knows, rock bottom rate, but
there's really right there. We didn't really hit it. See, we can talk for hours, actually.
Yeah. Well, people who are let's say somebody is going to list their house and they want to refinance because they want to do an improvement, and then they can, add on that bathroom or whatever it is they want to do. Now's the time to do it. The spring market, people ask me, should I wait for the spring market? To which I say, it's been spring since last March.
That's true. That's right.
So, I think, honestly, getting that great pre-qualification, because I just always happens. I'm not looking. Well, yeah, you are. You're peeping online. You're looking.
Right.
So it's just a great relationship to have with your agent that, this is what I can afford.
Well, and this is where when you finally, as we know, everybody is peeping out there on real estate websites, but the thing is, it's nice to know that you're peeping in the right price range. And again, the price range would be where you're comfortable, not overextending yourself. I mean, because a lot of times, as you know, I mean, you can qualify people way up there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Not necessarily where, you know, you still want to travel, you still want to have a life, and you don't want to be strapped to your home. So just because you're qualified up there doesn't mean that's the level you always have to go with. But you work with all ends. You do all the loans. So you do VA, FHA, just regular conventional loans, 30 years, 20 years. You know, you do
USDA loans as well.
Okay.
Which is a good product. And we live, USDA loans are insured by the Department of Agriculture. And a lot of people don't know this. But pretty much most of Connecticut qualifies for those kinds of loans. So, you know, the one question that we didn't touch on that I think is really important, a lot of people are asking me, if I'm looking for another job, what should I do? So it's okay to look, but before you make that leap, please call me. Please call me or Jen, you know, just, hey, I'm thinking about getting this new job. It may be okay, but it's better to know before you.
Correct, because both you and I do know situations come up and people think that just because they're going to go to a different job, it's going to help them in their purchase, and it actually prevents them from moving forward sometimes. And yeah, not so good. And it's the same thing of like buying a car, right? You're not supposed to go shopping. No. You're not supposed to go like get a whole new family room set. You need to be really frugal in what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, don't go out to dinner, but so people know, whoever's watching, that lenders do a soft check at the very last minute before closing, that you have not attained more credit. I think it's within 5 days. I could be wrong, but it's a very, very close to the closing date. Yep. They check your credit to see that you have not attained any more credit, and that you have also still stayed in your job. This actually does happen. So just in case anybody's wondering.
Well, and again, I think one of the reasons you bring that up is because you've had to deal with that. So that's not a fun thing, moving along in the process to find out something like that has happened. So
yeah, don't send me pictures of your new Porsche or your bedroom set. I just don't want to see it.
Not yet.
I'm going to make you return it.
That's right. That's right. So anything else? I think I'm going to cut it off here, and I'd love to have you on again. I think we could go on and on for hours just about, there's so many different avenues, or actually something that you're talking about big time right now for other realtors is about how to win in multiple offer situations, because we're in that a lot. And so maybe I can have you back and we could talk about that even next week, of ways or little hints that maybe coming from the mortgage side of putting a deal together.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. And
yeah, here we are.
I know.
All right. So again, it's Jennifer Gurnell, William Ravis. We got Claudia Dunsmore from Movement Mortgage. Numbers are there. Hopefully you reach out, and we will see you all soon.
All right. Take care, everybody. Happy Thursday.